honest, when I first read that, I thought you guys must have been playing 500. I thought that was a teaser.
No.
Red what?
I got pictures.
If you're playing 500 and they flip up one of the cards to the middle, it's called a teaser instead of a taser. I thought it was a teaser.
Oh.
Once a laser.
Terry, he thought laser, so.
And I read it correctly.
I typed it correctly.
Why would it be boring without us?
Hey, Jay,
That's what happened when you're reading something with glasses on.
let me dust up your
Oh,
seat.
thank God, my goodness.
Yeah, we should have put a plaque on the back chair.
Well, it was there, but
The Scotch tape got taken off, so are we up and going? All right, let's also pledge allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, consider for approval of consent agenda.
Make a motion to approve the minutes and the agenda.
Second.
We got a motion from Smith and a second from Gensel to approve the minutes and agenda. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries. 9 a.m. Sheriff's Office to discuss with possible action taser purchase.
well, the current tasers we have, the X2s, they do not no longer make, and we're down one right now. We sent it in to get fixed, and it's garbage. So, and I cannot buy another new one. 6 months ago I could, because we had another one go down. So now we can't refurbish one of the tasers. So Steve currently does not have a taser, and they're gonna start continuing to keep dropping like flies because they're 7 years old. They're out of their 5-year warranty. So I guess basically for 12 tasers, which would include all the road deputies, me, Steve, and the jail, 4 in the jail we have, it's $46,408. But okay, now here's the next thing. It's $46,000 for a 5-year thing, but that comes with all the cartridges and everything. Over the next 5 years, if we bought the cartridges ourselves, we would be spending $13,600 just in cartridges for training, and that doesn't include if we shoot somebody with a taser. They'll refurbish cartridges if we deploy our taser at somebody also. That's kind of their thing now. But yeah, they're double the price what they were. A taser itself is $3,184. Just if you bought the taser. That doesn't come with the docking station to dock the back end battery into, to update the firmware and stuff on the taser and all that stuff. But this is all-inclusive price.
So,
And this would come out of, it would be non-taxpayer money. It'd come out of prisoners' room and board because it's for safety and security. But it wasn't budgeted for next year. That's why we're coming to you guys, because we're going to need a budget amendment in order to do it out of the room and board. But I mean, we really have no choice. And this is a 5-year warranty on these new tasers and whatnot. But
Mike had been haggling with the guy as far as, if we did it over the 5-year plan, what we might, save tax-wise or,
Right.
over that course of that time. And we were trying to meet in the middle, and
yeah, he's come down quite a bit. He was over 50-some thousand. So
once one is deployed, it's you got to put in a
new cartridge. Yep.
cartridge
Yep.
each time.
And they're $40-some a piece each cartridge.
And
we got to shoot 4 cartridges a year each officer to train. So I mean, they're going to give us all them cartridges for nothing for this price. That's what a lot of the departments are going to. Lake Mills PD did that a while back and
I
whatnot.
was kind of half in shock that they're that expensive
Yeah.
with today's technology.
Yeah,
yeah,
me too. And they're the only ones out there. So
yeah.
it
I
ain't.
think my wife has got a thing for shock therapy for her back.
Yep.
It's hardly, I don't know, it's over $100.
Yep.
And these are, our next best, less lethal
Right.
option outside of the handgun. So, we gotta have them.
Oh, no, I'm not
Yeah.
not disputing
It
that.
just sucks
It
that
just
they
doesn't seem like they should be that expensive.
no. And it's kind of disappointing that they discontinued these. These are, I think, 7 years old or so. But it just, I would have thought you would have still been able to get them fixed. But like the
Is it
last
for-
two we've sent in are garbage.
Is that a different company then?
No, it's the
Same
same thing.
company, they
Yep.
just,
Just because it's an old model and the newer ones are that much better and,
It's sounding a lot like software companies.
yep,
Mhm.
yep,
We
yeah, I was just
we
gonna
just had the
say,
phone conversation, didn't we?
it
Yep.
surely isn't like old tractors where you could
No.
still easily get parts for
Right, yeah.
No.
70, 80-year-old tractors.
yep,
Yeah, we had our training week here a month ago or so, and like I said, just, like Josh is our instructor, and some of the, well, that's not arcing properly, and it's a battery issue, and,
mhm,
you know, other guys have just broke, so like I said, we're piecemealing mine out, or,
right,
you
You
know.
know, you want them to work properly.
right.
Yeah, and like I said, they've just gotten to the end of their life expectancy, and so
I didn't
here
think,
we are.
right, I didn't think it was gonna be this soon, but unfortunately it is,
So
because,
I'm just curious, what's the cartridge part of it? I mean,
It's the
what is-
wires itself that shoot out.
I don't need a demonstration yet.
Stand up.
Get out of business.
That's what the cartridge is. And then there's like two barbs that shoot out with wires.
So
Where-
that's
where do they come out at?
disposable then? I
Yep,
mean,
after
once
it
that's
shoots,
used-
it blows out this
And
front
then
part
that whole
here.
front part
Yep.
comes out. and
But
they-
they do rebuild them,
No, you get a whole new cartridge.
but they
When you send it back
You send
in.
it
You don't send this in, this goes in the
Once
sharps
it's used,
container.
it's
Yeah, it's
garbage.
done. You get a new one.
Yeah.
But these are $40 a piece.
Times 4 times 12.
Times
Yeah.
18, because jailers, I mean,
18.
because some of the jailers, every jailer doesn't have their own
I
taser,
thought
they
ammo
share.
was getting high.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well, it probably is cheap if you need it. Right?
So I just have a question. We had talked about you were gonna pay it over multiple years.
we're gonna do it in one
In just
payment
one.
and done, just because if I let them know this week yet,
Mhm,
because they have extra credits to give before July 1,
mhm.
then we can get maybe a little bit more off, possibly. I don't know, or it might go up after July 1.
And do we need to do a public hearing?
Not if we do one and done, right?
well, when you do your amendment, we will be doing amendment hearing.
Right, okay, so I just was thinking about Elizabeth's email.
Yep,
Okay,
I think we decided we're just gonna do one payment
and then
done
forego that. Okay,
instead of the 5-year payout.
okay. Yep,
It's
I'm good.
simpler. If,
that was part of the question, we just wanted to clarify that.
I just,
Right.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we were all on the same page. Yep, good, thanks.
So you just put it on the agenda as a budget amendment if he does it this week.
Eventually.
Yeah, it'll be next year.
It'll be
So
next
next
year,
March or
next
whenever we
year.
do a budget amendment for
Right.
next year.
Right, right.
yeah, because they're looking at 90 to 120 days for ship out, so we're November before we're even gonna get them.
Yeah.
So,
So we're good all the way around.
I'll make a motion to approve the sheriff's office taser purchase.
One second.
And I've got a motion from Jensel and a second from Smith to approve the purchase of tasers through the sheriff's office. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries.
How long have they been making the model that you currently have? You've had them for 7 years, you said?
probably, I would say 12, 13 probably, for sure.
So the new
and
models.
the
for
new
this
model.
area Maybe
Right, yeah.
be taken care of for 12.
They say the new Taser 7 should be around for a while, but I thought this one was gonna be around for a while too, so.
Like I said, just all of a sudden, they start dropping off. Here we are.
Yeah.
All right,
So thank you.
Thank you.
very much.
you, down the line, do you have any problems with the fireworks permit of 3 fingers on? All right, I'll keep that in mind.
Feel like we're not in any threat of fires.
They have a nice,
No.
very nice fireworks display out there.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, number 3, auditor's office will discuss drainage matters. No problems, right?
No, nope, nobody's
Do you
called.
anticipate with the emergency thing, is there gonna be a FEMA process if we find a lot of damage like we did that other year?
I hope not.
Because you had a lot of fun.
But I think we did well. I mean,
Well, I mean, it was a lot of work for us.
yeah.
It was worth it
To
for the
process
districts.
and work with the guy. and-
Right. I don't know. I feel like that would be a governor issue if she declares us,
Sherry did. She,
did she declare Winnebago County?
Yeah, they were one of the 21.
Okay,
So,
well, something to
Someone
look into.
suggested that we get in a van and take a road trip and look at all of the damage that
Okay.
we have, even in our
But
own
we'll
roads.
get into that on roads more probably, but.
Yeah.
And you didn't have anything for drainage? huh?
I do not, no.
Okay. It's hard to see it right now.
So do we have to wait for the water to go down to know if there was issues caused by that?
It'll be easier to see sloughings, it'll be.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, it's not like we can drive out there today and look around the county to see if there's FEMA issues.
Yeah, you could, I mean, drainage district, or the drainage ditches are about empty. right
Okay,
now.
okay.
There's a lot of corn stalks on them, so.
There's gonna be a lot
But
of-
then corn stalks aren't gonna be, I mean, would they be FEMA?
It could be, if they're causing problems.
Okay, okay.
It's amazing, where was it I saw, just great big huge, and it got up and there was just, I didn't even think water could flow that direction. Where I saw all the corn stalks piled up, I can't remember where that was at, I'm like, gee, it's gonna have a heck of a fire there when you get that rid of that. It's skid loader and several trucks full.
The last time, a lot of it was blowouts and sloughings.
Yes, yep. Okay, well, I'll get with you guys and we'll maybe try to take a drive.
Now, at some point here out in the field, it's gonna be hard to see with the corn growing, and
Mm-hmm.
beans might be able to see better, but.
Or
But yes.
there's areas that secondary roads wants to direct us to look at too, just make a list,
I feel like they have enough on their own that maybe we
No,
should
but I
not
mean, it's just.
make them tell us.
A lot of what we're gonna be looking at is roads too,
Lots of
though.
times they've already seen what we're gonna.
But we
That's
did
theirs.
two different,
I know, but.
yeah, we did two
But we're
different
gonna
FEMA
look at
projects
both
that
when
one
we
year,
go
right?
out and about.
I
I'm
think
like,
that
you
was
had
the
your
one.
own.
Oh, it probably was.
The one
Well,
with-
it was the year Willie died, I think, wasn't it? Because you weren't
Weren't you
quite
the one
on
Willie
yet,
was
and I was
Yeah.
covering for
Yeah.
Willie.
Like, I had a FEMA issue and you had one.
I've gone through 3, but none of them were huge.
Right, but his was separate than ours. Like, I did my
Right, but
own
I'm
drainage
saying
one.
If we're going out and about, let's look at everything.
Mhm.
Because there's a few roads that are a little spooky on the edges right now too.
I guess I look at it with the landowners are gonna let us know, through the petition process, and they'll be out there spraying hopefully someday. And seeing
You
things.
think?
But
Yeah.
probably more
But
if
we
it's
have
gonna be
to-
a public campaign to let people know, to let us know right away.
Right, because we have to file to do a FEMA pretty soon, don't we?
I have to figure that out, yeah.
I don't think you can do like a year from now or in the spring
No, it's gotta be.
or in the
pretty
fall even. I
think-
think that's too late.
soon. I think we had to, didn't we have to go through the process of assessing damages
Mhm.
and determining, do we have enough to qualify?
Yeah. So I think that has to be done.
So right now.
Sooner
we
than
need-
later.
We need information from people.
Yeah.
I think that's probably a more efficient way to do it, is just get the people to let us know.
I'll have Carla put something on Facebook.
Okay, and I'm sure we can get some news coverage on it.
Already on it.
And the website. We can get something on there. Yep, okay.
Other than that, any other drainage? Okay. Scott Miners, engineer, will discuss secondary road matters. No issues there, right?
Morning. Regarding the weather event and the damage to secondary roads, I'll go over that first. Our guys are still
There's three up there.
Oh, there's three.
covering their routes, assessing damage, but we feel like we've located the vast majority of it. We've identified about 55 locations where it overtopped the road, where the culverts couldn't keep up, and that causes a couple of problems. One is it washes the gravel off the road into the ditch, so we gotta replace the rock on the road. We maybe have to clean the rock and dirt out of the ditch. And in a lot of those locations, the corn stalks wash out of the field and completely plug the ditch for a stretch, and so those need to be pulled out of there as well. With each of these locations, we're putting together an estimate of cost, highly subject to change, but we have so far estimated 77,000 in damage. That's not something we can't overcome without FEMA, but we will file it, and the FEMA threshold for declaring a disaster is in the 40s, 40-some thousand. So I think we will initiate that process with Andy, and
Do you know the time frame on it then too?
he would be a better one to know about that, but we'll just keep him up to date probably daily on what we're finding. We're already well into the process of repairing these areas. Most of the rock that we're gonna haul has been hauled already, and the guys have been blading and fixing up these spots. Cleaning ditches and corn stalks is more difficult when it's
So you've already hauled the rock at a lower price for FEMA. We have to replace that rock with something, don't we?
What I'm saying is we're hauling from BMC
Oh,
right now to
okay.
those locations.
So we're already at the higher price. Okay.
So a lot of the guys are keeping tickets with information specific to the locations. We're trying to track it all as if we're gonna have a FEMA disaster declared. If not, then we're getting some good practice in case, we have an event that's worse. We have really just one spot that'll take some money to fix, and we had a culvert get spooned up, a 5-foot diameter culvert get spooned up and bent. So the guys were able to remove that yesterday at the end so that the area could drain. We'll have to assess the damage and then band on a new piece or two and then bury it again. That one may be $10,000 of repairs, but we have to assess when the water's down.
The shape of the rest of the culvert is probably.
The rest of the culvert, Ethan was, and I looked in, and Ethan was able to crawl in and take a look before we opened it up, and it looks okay.
So the flow is pretty much gone then.
Yeah, the water's gone.
Where's this at?
Yeah, we cut off
Or-
about 10 feet of the pipe.
Northwest of the landfill.
Level B road, we just have it closed. It'll be closed until we're done fixing it. It's not too big of an inconvenience, I wouldn't think. We probably gotta get a piece of pipe for that and some bands. So we had guys, I guess I don't know the number. We might have had 10 guys out on Saturday, flagging washouts and closing roads, and then a couple came in on Sunday for a few more. Most of the water went down pretty quickly, obviously, after the rain stopped, but the Winnebago River up by Lake Mills is still as high as it's been. It seems to be receding in Port City here and I guess the south half of the county, but still high up by Lake Mills and Scarville. We have a few roads closed there where the river's just swelling so much that it's over the road. All of them are gravel, so nothing too inconvenient for travelers.
Is it over the road on 9 and 69? By Leland?
Oh, I don't
That
know.
was that closed at one point? Thought I heard
When I was
that.
driving back, there was water that was over the road, I said I didn't see it coming in. I was lucky.
I heard the Port City garage had flooded.
But it wasn't very deep. It may have been 1 or 2 inches.
Yeah,
And probably after the rain stopped.
there's still some hydroplane in action, it's going very fast.
Yeah, it was.
Guessing the RV containment system for water didn't really hold it off for coming down that hill either. There's our RV dealer out there, all that concrete on that hill.
To my knowledge, the DOT didn't ever close any roads or
Just-
report any closures.
Yeah, the DOT, or the sheriff's department was out on the Quick Start corner just because there was so much water there.
Sure.
So they closed that for a little bit, but
It was raining.
saw some Snapchats.
And that's kind of a main thoroughfare there.
Yeah.
Just to
I
get
think you
around.
could maybe go through Quick Start and come back around and go through, but yeah, there's a lot of water. I bet.
just to get to Secord.
Spencer and Rock Rapids, it makes you feel better about what we're going through.
That's
In
very-
Mankato,
Oh, I used to stay up all night catfishing below that dam. I think our sleeping bags be a little moist right now.
I know this much, it wasn't as bad as 18, June 24th, 18, because water, it was at least half a foot, if not more, there at that corner of Secord. And I know because we almost did the same routine coming back. That one spot, it's that one space where it kind of dips down just enough and then comes back up again. It's subtle, but the water comes right across. And yeah, I hit the brakes real hard when I saw something kind of flowing across, and I got right into the water. Laid off the brakes and just let the car go. And it's not a very long space. It's maybe about 10, maybe 15 feet. But the year, June 24th of 18,
Is that,
Yeah,
the-
that
was
was-
it already that long ago we had that? That was the 80th rate, right?
that was the,
Yeah, so it seemed like it was that long ago already.
Did
when
you-
it rained that time, did the water come up to the infield on Gallagher Park? Yeah, because I couldn't remember when that was the last time I saw that.
I know this much, I was going down towards Secord, and then I came down to it, and then I thought, just go back to the radio station. That was a really dumb move, because the pond out there suddenly turned into the Great Lake. And it was right over the road for a long distance, for a long trip, so I had to go all the way around to the vet's office and then come back up.
So was the event on Friday night, was it pretty much the same amount all over the county then?
No,
No, we only got, we got 2 6/10 when everyone else got.
yeah, we had really all of Lincoln Township and Buffalo Township. We have almost no work orders.
Yeah.
Plus, everything's really flat compared to Mount Valley and Center.
Yeah.
So, pretty well. The worst of the damage, I'd say, is the triangulation between Thompson, Lake Mills, and Forest City, kind of focused around Leland there, and the western side of Mount Valley.
I know on Friday afternoon, I was working just outside of Forest City here, and it just let loose like 2 or 3 times, and I kind of stuck in a building till to even go home. 'Cause it
Yeah.
was so hard.
I mean, I heard anywhere.
Hardly had any there.
North of Buffalo Center, it's Sam and Kelsey, they had hit, I think Sam's over 4 inches there, but in town, I know they had 2 6/10. I mean, over here, they got like 6 inches, didn't they?
I heard up to 6.5, and
Yeah.
really no lower than about 4 1/4, kind of in this corner of the county.
Problem is, we were saturated before that.
Saturated before, that's always the story for some of these events, is that the water has nowhere to soak in to get started, so it's all just rushes to the ditches and the creeks.
And then Friday, I went to Webster City to my judicial district meeting where I'm on an advisory board now. And, if they got more rain south again on Friday night, they were already had water standing all over down there. And I'm like, they were a lot worse than we were. And I'm like, boy.
Yeah, what else we got then?
On the agenda. I don't have too much. Slurry leveling's complete on A42 and throughout the county, so they got done. We had inventory check. I don't know, some of these kind of fiscal year end things are going on.
So when you say inventory, is that equipment and product?
Our external auditors will come inventory, mostly our stockpiles. They'll check to make sure that what we have shown is kind of what they measure it to be. We do it every year. It's
Who are the external auditors?
Gardner and Company. I guess that's what I call them, external auditors.
Elizabeth's company.
Okay, it's.
Yeah, they do that all the
Yeah.
time.
Do they
Yep.
have different people that come in and do stuff like that, or,
It's the same people.
okay,
Like the couple of the guys that come and do work inside, they also do the inventory.
Yeah, wear jeans and boots that day.
Yeah.
Inside.
Yep.
paid attention to that in the past.
Oh, no, they always do that. Yep.
Probably heard it.
Never have said anything that there's a problem with our tracking, so it's all pretty smooth formality, I guess.
Okay. Anything else?
So,
Alright. You guys have any questions for secondary roads?
Just, that's interesting. Thanks for giving that to us.
If nothing else, the map helps you see what we have recorded, and if there's something that you see that's not on here, we can get it added.
Leave it in the truck.
I didn't see where water, south of your dad's place, what would that be, 410? See it had crossed the road there too.
Probably the one. he
my
could've
bird's
put in.
place there,
What's that?
my bird's place. Kevin's Fiends.
Oh, it's at the corner, to the west of the corner,
Oh,
right there by the corner at the stop sign, it
yeah,
washed through there.
Guess I should.
And on the other side too, both sides of the corner were washed.
yeah. I think Marcus touched those up.
I will qualify that we basically told our operators, anything that will take additional material, we're logging. Anything that's just kind of blade touch-up, we aren't, just because 15 minutes of time doesn't add up to enough to worry about. So there are more locations than this that water crossed, but didn't take any material yet.
The one to the,
One normal pass the maintainer to be taken care of.
Right.
I think the one to the east on the way to Kevin's Lanes, that one had a lot of debris come off Thorson's field.
Yeah, there was corn stalks sitting there.
So what do you do with the corn stalks then eventually? If you end up pulling them out, you can't burn them, what do you do? Throw them away?
Take them to Sunnyside.
Put them on the field? What do you,
It'd be nice to have a big manure spreader for it, but,
Well, then you gotta have a place to spread it.
right?
Is that something that can be dealt with in the fall after the crops are out?
I think we've done it that way with the 2014 FEMA came back and did ditch cleaning in the fall.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, if you haul it, I mean, think
Just
about
give
it.
it back to the owner.
It'd be better. You could just lose it out in the field.
we're just gonna get a lot of phone calls about that, so I need to know what to say to them.
Yeah, I mean, if it could be till fall, they'll rot a lot between now and then, and it wouldn't be a bad thing to have on the field as long as it's pushed out, spread out decent.
I have seen a lot of guys, probably privately, they wait until it gets a little drier and then they have a way to roast.
As long as it's not by electrical.
Again, yeah, that's fine as long as they're protecting everything around it and, we're keeping an eye on it. The reason it's so hard for us to burn is just because you gotta have a guy there to babysit fires.
All right, again, on this one.
You get calls about that, let us know.
All right, set date for public hearing on proposed plans, forms, and contract, and estimate of cost for the Winnebago County Storage Building Project.
There's a couple different ways that I've seen this done to approve plans and specifications, which we've already done. I saw with the public health building, they did it after the bid letting. So I'm just gonna go ahead and we'll reapprove plan specifications, estimate of cost, along with when we accept the bids. So I kind of revised this to cover that. When we normally do it with DOT lettings, you approve the plans and specifications, then we send them down to the letting. So that's the way I had originally, set stuff up, but we'll just, to be extra by the book, we'll reapprove the plan specifications when we accept the bids. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So this
Does
is just
that cover it for if there's a number of questions coming from the contractors for changes?
So the bid notice has been sent. So all the contractors who are interested in bidding have plans or are getting plans. And if there's enough questions in the meantime, we'll issue an addendum independent of this before the bid letting. So far, really not a lot of questions. And nothing that I would say changes any of the plans or specifications.
Do you have a date in mind?
July 16th will be the day that we have the public hearing and accept the bids. The letting is the 12th, which is the Thursday before. So it gives me a chance to open the bids, go through and tally everything up and have everything ready for that Tuesday.
What time?
I have 9 a.m. listed.
Is that,
It just says the meeting starts at 9 a.m. So
and is that downstairs? I mean, that doesn't affect this?
the bid letting is downstairs in my office on that Thursday, but the public hearing will be here during the regular board meeting.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I don't already have something on that day.
Okay,
You see what I'm saying?
so this is setting the date for this public hearing. Is there also an approval of the bid that day?
There'll be, we'll accept the bids that day.
Okay, so that'll be another agenda item.
It'll be another agenda item, yep. We'll have a public hearing, as stated in this notice, and then we'll have an acceptance of the bid, and you'll authorize me to execute the contract and the performance bond. You know, once we accept the bids, then the contractor has so many days to supply a performance bond and proof of insurance, and then once all that's received, then I'll execute the contract and send it all back to them, and we'll get going.
We already have something at 9 o'clock on the 16th.
That's fine.
But you just said that the meeting starts at 9 o'clock. You didn't. So
Oh,
we
I'm
could
sorry.
we could set the time of the public hearing, whatever you want.
Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you
Yeah,
meant
I
it
think
was going to be at 9.
any time, I'd say just put it after number 3.
Yeah,
What's
Yeah.
RIC?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either.
So you better make it all the way to 10, because we don't know what that is. I mean, 10 o'clock, I mean.
Was that okay? 10 o'clock?
I guess I'd rather not be timed, we'll just do it in order.
Oh, okay, okay.
But don't we have to say a time if we're doing a public?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have to make a
Yeah.
motion.
yeah, you have
9:30.
to say a time.
I'd say 9:30, say this is just,
And then if,
this is for employees here.
Oh,
It says
so we can
available
jump
for
to it.
employees through Corbridge Financial.
okay,
So I would
So
think
we
it'd
can-
take over a half hour. I think it would be safe.
Yeah.
You want a motion?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make the motion to set the date for public hearing on the proposed plans, form of contract, and estimate of cost for Winnebago County Storage Building for July 16th. Public hearing at 9:30 a.m.
I'll second it.
That sound right, Don?
That'll work.
Got a motion from Smith and a second from Jensvold to set the public hearing on the proposed plans, form contract, and estimate the cost for the Winnebago County Storage Building Project for July 16th, 9:30 a.m. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carries.
Has this weather affected any of the plans or ideas that you had so far?
No, the site's obviously wet, so it'd be hard to get started on grading at this point.
Well, but then has this weather put more burden on your schedule that could be site plan work, or, site work?
I mean, it seems bad. Saturday was rough, but a couple days of work and we'll be kind of caught back up, even if we do have to save some work for the fall for ditch cleaning and stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't have any disasters, really. It's just,
And
Rain came
basically,
too fast and-
you've already fixed a lot of
we've
this, I mean.
gotten them to serviceable condition, so the surfaces are smooth and drivable. The ditches still have gravel in them and corn stalks, and, that's not good, but it's not emergency.
All right, We'll move on to consider for approval resolution establishing weight restrictions on Winnebago County bridges.
We talked about this a little bit last week. This is just an annual resolution that recites all of the weight postings on the bridges throughout the county. As I mentioned, the changes since last year, we replaced the bridge on the Three Fingers Road, so that posting got removed, and we lowered some of the very low postings. Specifically, the G17N1, right, went from 6 to 3 tons. E25N1 from 5 to 3 tons. F24N1 from 13 to 8 tons. So these are the 3 bridges we're keeping an eye on pretty closely. They're being inspected every year.
And those are all marked now accordingly.
They're marked accordingly. So overall, I think this reminds me that we've done a lot of good work on our bridges in the last decade, 15 years. You know, ever since the first TIF project, you know, our bridge list has come out of 100 and is now down to in the 40s. You know, all those deficient bridges have been replaced with concrete box culverts and metal culverts. These are, you know, long lifespan structures that take next to no maintenance. And I think we're putting ourselves in a much better position for the future with 100-year lifespan structures. You know, we have kind of the end in sight with our timber bridges. So, you know, I think in my career, they will all be gone. So that's, I think, a good thing for the future of Winnebago County to have a more sustainable system. So that's
That can explain some of the, people get, because Winnebago has a large debt or whatever, and a lot of it is TIF and repairing of the roads and all those bridges. That roads are something that goes on, you know, pretty regular or whatever, but the bridges are something no other supervisors had to deal with, or their group, or whatever, in 80 to 100 years. So a lot of those things were built a long time ago.
Yeah. Every now and then I'll hear, you know, we had the wind turbines go up and what did we get for it? And it's forgotten, I think, that that money was spent on infrastructure in a way that is pretty sustainable.
That's true. Do you have a bunch of pictures of the timber bridges before they, you know, before they were replaced? Or do you have any photos of the ones that are still left?
Yeah, you know,
It'd be fun to
any
have.
bridge that's over 20 feet has been inspected at least since the 70s on a routine basis. And so there's regular intervals of photos in the files. And if I let out a notification about the bridge we're replacing up by Osmus Farm Supply here a little while ago, and found a picture from the 70s of it. You know, it's just interesting to see something that looks the same then as it does today. That bridge is one that they put a timber deck on it, but they reused the concrete abutments. So the original bridge is 100 years old, and they've, you know, made repairs over the years and stuff.
I think
Interesting, we don't
I
have
think
very
that's
many
kinda
of them
cool.
left.
Yeah, it'd just be fun to have some historical photos of those before you replace them.
Yeah, fortunately, all that kind of just happens automatically with our bridge inspections.
Good.
Okay, so I'm looking for approval of the resolution.
I'll make a motion to approve the resolution establishing weight restrictions on Winnebago County bridges.
A second.
I've got a motion from Jensvold and a second from Smith to approve the resolution establishing weight restrictions on Winnebago County bridges. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, motion carries.
Once again, you said this is something we do every year that just gives you the ability to do this, right? There's this,
It technically will, the purpose of it would be to make the signs enforceable by law enforcement. It's also a good way just to have on record kind of the status of our bridges.
All right, anything else on that? Consider for approval fireworks permit to Three Fingers Campground for July 5th and 6th, 2024.
I'll make a motion to approve the fireworks permit for Three Fingers Campground for July 6th, 5th and 6th, 2024.
Second.
Got a motion from Jensvold, second from Smith, to approve the fireworks permit for Three Fingers Campground. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed, motion carried. Open forum. Do you have anything for open forum?
Yes. Bill has everything. There's 2 letters from Conservation about the new hire for Robert's position. If you could sign them both, please.
Communications, I think that'd be received, right?
Yes, please.
Does it say who it is? Do we know that yet?
Yes, I don't remember the guy's name, but
What's the
For
name?
conservation,
yes.
Christopher Barber.
He was from Hardin County, I believe.
He moved his family here.
That's what they said.
That's what they said.
Yeah, I don't know anything about him. So. And he's starting July 2nd.
Awesome.
And Robert's done
I think the end of July, so there's that overlap.
overlap.
Nice if we invited him to,
I think Robert plans to bring him in.
okay.
Yes.
Oh, right on.
Can you help me with the columns thing for the public hearing? Probably we'll just update the time to that 9:30.
Yeah.
And then send you up the Word document.
Yep.
And then just leave Carla's name on there,
I just take out the extra spaces.
okay? And then I'll maybe just save one for her to sign when she gets back, so I have a paper one while she's here.
Okay. Consider for approval auditor's transfers.
Okay, this is the annual that we do at the end of the fiscal year, from the local option sales tax to general and rural basic, and from solid waste to general and rural. I don't have the specific amounts again because the bank can't give us the interest to the end of the month. So what we did last year, and if all goes well, we'll do that again today, I have them filled out except for the amount. There is one from solid waste to rural basic that's an automatic 50,000, and then the difference goes to general basic. I have the amounts that are today, but we'll have a few more dollars for interest. So lost to general basic will be $357,000. Lost to rural basic will be about $119,000 and some odd dollars and cents. And then solid waste is roughly going to be, to general basic will be roughly $61,000. So I won't know the final amount until Friday. And then I'll get the transfers.
Solid waste would be the tipping fees.
Yes, I believe so,
That's
yes.
a low number. Is that the total for the year? Or is
The
that,
whole year, yep, so,
that's
Solid
what it
waste
used to be.
is 111,000 total.
Oh, total.
So it's 111,000 total, 50,000 of it goes to rural basic,
Oh,
and
I
then
see.
the difference goes to general.
So you thought it was just 50?
Yeah, no, and that's the way it's set up. Solid waste to rural always gets 50,000, and general basic gets the difference. Lost, 25% goes to rural basic, 75% goes to general basic. So that's how that works. So I'll give you these to sign,
So
and that would be appreciated.
can you give me a number, what our current lost number is then?
The lost as of today is 476,867.70 cents.
It's one of those budget items we can't really budget too
Yeah, we don't know.
high.
Yeah, right. We don't know.
What we did budget.
So I had a question about that Stecker electric. So there was two different ones for maintenance,
Mhm.
for electrical. And then, but is the total of?
Yeah, we can talk about that when we get to claims.
Oh, I thought we were,
Nope, sorry, we're still on the transfers.
Yeah, we got it.
sorry.
Sorry. You're doing great.
I shouldn't have put that over his head. I'm sorry. I thought you could multitask.
Not today.
Leave it at her.
All right.
Wasn't paying attention.
So are you gonna do the auditor's transfers or?
Terry
I will
signs
make that
them.
motion
Oh, sorry.
to approve the
So
auditor's
he's got it.
transfers.
Yeah, all right.
That's what we're working on.
Mm.
I'll second.
All right, I've got a motion from Jensvold and a second from Smith to approve the auditor's transfers. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, motion carries. Consider for approval county claims.
I don't wanna do it, Nemo. Somebody else can.
So Stecker gave all of his invoices for all of the things that he's done in the courthouse, not just the courtroom floor. And so some of the items went to maybe a different line item, but they all added up to about $46,000.
Yeah.
So all the little things that he did on other floors.
Okay.
So they may have been, like I said, a different line item.
He's kind of here all the time.
Yes, and I made him get me an invoice this fiscal year to pay it. So that is current.
Okay.
Mhm.
I suppose you have a count number for the income side on lost, do you?
The fund is 0030, if you look for that. And I believe those go in fund order.
And I got 4-2.
And maybe because, I don't know why it wouldn't be there, I guess.
Well, maybe I gotta go further. This seems a little disoriented.
Maybe that went by department. I'm not sure.
Well, there was a section early that kind of quickly accelerated and changed.
She doesn't want to get
Carla, you're here.
I am here.
I sort of.
Can we go back to open forum for just a little bit?
Can we, does it affect claims?
No,
Okay, can we
it's
just,
just another manure thing you have to look at.
yeah, well, we can do claims and then go back.
I'll make a
All right.
motion to approve the county claims.
I'll second it.
I have a motion to approve the county claims by Smith and second by Jensvold. All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed, motion carries.
More meeting.
We'll go back to open forum.
management plan for Hybrid Farms.
When you guys were out and about, you didn't happen to see ditches that look like this.
No,
I know it was.
it's hard for me to see on Saturday, but yeah, most of it's all the corn stalks that have accumulated near the culverts that maybe need more of an issue we can address.
The pile of corn stalks I saw, it was down in Humboldt again. So, or no, it might have been Cassuth. That was on my way west.
Yeah, corn stalks float.
Oh, it's just amazing. I couldn't believe how much there was. I'm like, wow, that's a pile of corn stalks. And it all congregated in one spot, completely plugged a ditch, made a mound next to, there was a dredge, or a small waterway there.
You were just
Kind
enjoying
of a small dredge ditch. And it was a mass.
Is that it for our open forum then?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, with that said, I believe we've completed our agenda and we stand adjourned.